What's up, y'all? It's Hash, and welcome to a quick, I don't fucking know. Basically, I guess I'm just gonna try and see if I can't reduce as much weight as I can on these smaller 65 Ascent drones. I actually currently have two. Got these two right here. This one I just made today. It's spare parts. I've got motor plugs, 19,000 kV motors, not as strong. So we've got these two, and my goal is to try and reduce the weight as much as I possibly can. Got the one with the FPV vegan motors on the left right here. Okay. And then we've got this one right here on the right with 802 motors. This is all Beta FPV plus CADX Ascent. All right, first things first, we got the FPV Vegan 65 millimeter, 28.2 grams. All right, next up, we've got Beta FPV Build 65 millimeters, 26.8 grams. And we're not gonna do any crazy flights, just a straight up hover test until the battery's at 3.5 volts, okay? And that's when I stop flying. All right, so first test, we got the FPV Vegan motors. My theory is 1.5 minutes. Test it right here, right now with you guys. So the moment this connects, I'm gonna, okay, we're already draining, but here we go. Arming. All right, I'm not gonna do any crazy movements. We're just gonna stay in the air. Let's, we could face the, let's look at my 3D printed shelf right here. Actually my second attempt at recording this because the OSD glitched out, but this is the FPV Vegan one. We're just gonna do a quick, very simple flight test. We just hover. We're just gonna look around. I'm gonna look at the shelf that I have on the wall, all right? So let's hope this works, okay? The moment this connects, I'm gonna try and record and get this as soon as possible. All right, recording in 3, 2, 1. Okay, here we go, arming. All right, we're gonna try and see if we can't hover here until 3.5. We're at 1 minute, we're at 3.5. Look at that. So 1 minute flight time. I was actually wrong about 30 seconds. I mean, 1.5 minutes, but 1 minute flight time on the Ascent.
Fresh ass meat.
All right, here we are. So one thing I wanna know about this one is, look, camera's in the front, battery connector's in the front. And the reality is, I actually screwed this on wrong, but I don't want to change it, so we're actually just going to have the connector at the front, and I don't actually see an issue with that. So yeah, something cool to note. Okay, same thing. Okay, I'm going to try and record in the goggles whenever I can. All right, recording in the goggles in 3, 2, 1. All right, here we go. Arming. All right, so the propeller is actually slamming into the frame, so it's giving off this really loud ring sound. And 2.5 minutes, wow. What did we learn? The FPV Vegan motors definitely take a lot more battery. 802 Beta FPV motors take less. These are on the same ESC settings, by the way, 96,000 kilohertz. So let's see if we can't reduce some weight. All right, so you might be wondering, what is he gonna do? Is he gonna fucking do the soldering on the motors? Is he gonna fucking cut the wires shorter so we could save weight? And yes, and is he gonna change motor plugs to solder only? And yes, these are different elements that I can, kind of exploit, okay? But I kind of want to make this video about easy ways to reduce weight. One thing I noticed that Butterfly FPV did with his canopies in his frame was put a bunch of holes in them. And I thought that was an absolutely wonderful idea. You make it more aerodynamic, you let the air pass through it faster because there's going to be holes all over it. And of course, because you've got holes all over it, you've reduced the weight. And I kind of want to see how effective it really is too. So we're gonna do that. All right, I'm keeping the motor plugs on this one no matter what. All right, y'all, it's been maybe about an hour or so of me working on this shit. As you saw, I was using like a stick and I was lighting it, and then I realized I have a soldering iron, and then I just started jamming the soldering iron everywhere. Well, this is how the first one looks. Holes everywhere. I don't know where the other one is, hang on. This is the second one, okay? We've got holes all over the canopy. Also, cut out one of the little supports right here at the bottom. This is now 27.9 grams, okay? 27.9 grams. It used to be 28.2. It's not a lot, but we'll see what difference it makes, if any. We've got this is now 26.8. Okay, that means I didn't do a damn thing. My theory is, you know, putting the soldering iron in, all I'm really doing is moving the plastic out, but there were some of those holes where I was pulling the plastic away. This video is kind of terrible, but we'll see if it makes any difference in terms of the flight. All right, here we go. Arming. What the hell happened? We ran into problems. Hang on. All right, what's up, y'all? So cut a bunch of holes in the Beta FPV motor one. We're gonna test this one first because I can't get this one to work right. All right, and arm. At least this one works. All right.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
All right, so you saw how in that last test it was just like a failure. So I spent a few hours replacing the wires with thicker gauge. I think this is 20 gauge, nice and thick. I tested out the motors in Betaflight. 80,000 RPM, okay? That's what I'm getting with no props. I was getting 75 earlier with the thinner ones, or around 72 or so, 70 or so. 27.8, okay? 27.8 grams. But let's see the improved flight time on this one more time. Here we go. The goggles right here. We're gonna go ahead and look at that same shelf again, obviously, but all right. Here we are. And we've got brand new, newly charged battery. Okay, so here we go. Listen to the song, so loud. All right, I'm excited. Okay, I'm gonna record the moment we get the opportunity to. Okay, recording in 3, 2, 1. All right, here we go. Arming. Oh wow, it flies awesome. Oh jeez. 1 minute and 4 seconds battery life. So I guess it's virtually no difference. And the next video we have is, look at that, 680 milliamp hour Lava 2 batteries. I'm definitely gonna see the flight time on this. Super excited to see it, but basically, let me see. Oh, okay, anyways, bye.